You've probably played arm wrestling before, but what you might not know is that most of the time your brain is actually limiting your real strength. It does this to protect you, to prevent injuries, and to keep you aware of the force you're exerting. But what if we could turn off that part of the brain? What if we could unleash 100% of our strength? Let's look at the science behind maximum strength in arm wrestling. Everything starts with the central nervous system. Every time you want to contract a muscle, your brain sends an electrical signal down your nerves to that muscle. But here's the catch. The same system that activates your muscles also regulates them. For example, if you're picking up a glass of water, your brain makes sure you don't squeeze too hard and break it. It regulates your strength consciously. But in arm wrestling, things are different. There are structures in your body that send signals to your brain when a contraction is too intense, when there's a risk of tearing a tendon, breaking a bone, or damaging a joint. And when that happens, the body hits the brakes. This automatic response is called autogenic inhibition. It's triggered by tiny sensors in your tendons called Golgi tendon organs. These built-in sensors measure muscle tension. If something goes too far, they send a shutdown signal. That's why, even when you feel like you're giving it your all, you're actually only using about 60 to 80% of your true strength. This limit exists for a good reason. If you crossed it, the chances of getting seriously hurt would skyrocket. Honestly, I'd say it would increase by 99%. But under extreme conditions, that brake system can fail. And when it fails, that's when the real strength comes out. This phenomenon occurs during life or death situations, when your body releases adrenaline and noradrenaline, two catecholamines that prepare your entire system to survive. In those moments, your pupils dilate, your heart races, your pain threshold rises, and the usual muscle inhibition disappears. That's when people do extraordinary things. Lift cars to save someone, smash through doors or walls, or even break their own physical limits. This is called hysterical strength, and even though it's rare, it's well documented. Now that we've got the theory down, let's talk about arm wrestling. As you probably know, this game involves elbow flexion, forearm supination, and shoulder rotation. Sounds simple, right? Well, biomechanically speaking, it's a disastrous combination if performed with full force and no technique. Because when you squeeze too hard, the bone that suffers the most is the humerus, that long bone that connects your shoulder to your elbow. During the match, it starts to rotate along its own axis, and if you force it beyond what it can handle, it snaps. Literally. The most common injury is called a spiral fracture of the humerus. It's so common in arm wrestling that it actually has a name among trauma specialists. But that's not the only thing that can go wrong. You could also rupture your bicep tendon from an excessive contraction, dislocate your shoulder if the force isn't evenly distributed, compress your radial nerve, which can leave your hand temporarily paralyzed, or even tear muscles due to extreme tension, especially if you've never trained that kind of strength. All of this can happen because in a single moment, your body released more than it could handle. So the question is, why doesn't this happen all the time? And again, the answer lies in the nervous system. But if you're under extreme stress, took stimulants, and you're in a very intense emotional state, that braking system can shut down. And once it's gone, all that's left is pure strength and the consequences. Here's how I see it. Your body is like a race car with a monstrous engine, but that engine comes with a speed limiter, not to make you slow, but to stop you from exploding. Yes, you can take it off. Yes, you can go faster. Yes, you can use all your strength, but without brakes, you might just go flying. Bye-bye.